This recipe, Starry was lucky enough to go to a friend's house, and look at that. I got to pick beautiful, fresh organic cherries. And every year I get the opportunity, someone along the way invites me over to their house and says, Starry, I've got lots of cherries, please come and pick, because they know they're either going to get some cherry jam out of it, cherry juice, or this year I'm doing the fruit leather. So usually when you do fruit leathers, you want a ripe or overripe fruit. So for me, cherries, and these are perfect for fruit leathers at this point. I'm going to be taking the pits out of them, but you can do, there's a whole list. Strawberries, you can do raspberries, you can do blueberries, and some need processing and some don't. Like the cherries need processing, but you want to start with clean, ripe or overripe fruit. Okay friends, now it's time to take your cherries, berries, whatever you have, and cook them on the stovetop. Now I've got a very big, beautiful granite. Look at that pot, and that's where I put all my beautiful cherries. Isn't that lovely? And this is where you can be very creative and where you can add your sweetener. Now, a lot of conventional recipes right away call for sugar. I don't do sugar. You've got beautiful organic berries. Why are you adding sugar? Don't add sugar. It should be sweet enough. But if it's not sweet enough for you, and say you have kids, add a little honey. I add organic honey from a local source, and then this is where you can be super creative. At this point, you can add things like sunflower seeds. You can add a little ginger. You can add a little cinnamon. You can really spice up your fruit leathers. So, think outside the box and liven those fruit leathers up, or just go basic and keep it all natural. But no matter what, you want to cook it on the stove so that your fruit is soft, and mush it up a little bit. Probably going to take about 5-10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer depending on the fruit, and then we're going to take it inside the house and I'll show you the next step. Step is food processor. I stick my cherries or whatever fruit you have, and you are going to puree it down so that all the lumpy chunks are out. And this is what it should look like. And then we're going to get pouring them into our pans. Okay, now what do you do if your fruit is a little bit on the thin side? Now you may puree it up, and notice like mine is, see, it's not ready for the pan yet. So what I'm going to do is strain it, and then I'm going to put a banana, and you can mix and match fruit. Put a banana in there, and that'll help thicken it up too. So just a couple things that you can do if it is too thin. And spread it out as evenly as you can on parchment paper on a baking sheet. Now, Starry does not have any parchment paper, but what I do have is I have an Excalibur, which I'm not using because it is a electricity hog, and I have beautiful sun and heat today. It's almost 90 degrees out there today, so I am taking my trays from my Excalibur, look at that, and using them for my natural dehydrator, which is going to be my car. I love it. But what you want to do is take a spatula and just simply spread out that puree as best you can and as evenly as you can. And at this time, what I'm going to do is be creative and sprinkle a little bit of awesome sunflower seeds in there to really make mine a hearty fruit leather. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Can you see that? So what I'm ending up with is, look at how beautiful these trays look. I put a little sesame on that one, and I will put a little sesame and sunflowers on that one. And that one I'm just with the banana and the cherries. And now we're going to bring those out to the car. Okay, and here's the exciting part. You're going to put it in your hot vehicle. That's it. Yay! This is the thinking outside the box and going green, because your vehicle is going to get hot like an oven. So I just leave the windows cracked just a little bit, and then you're going to simply close it up, and you are going to leave it sit until it dehydrates. That's it. And that's the beauty of doing something like this green. You don't need any fancy equipment. You don't need the dehydrator. You don't need anything but your vehicle. Now, there's other ways to be creative when you want to be green and you want to do things naturally. I have 2 sun ovens, and they're all season solar cookers. You can use those. You could actually build yourself an outdoor dehydrator. I've got one. In fact, I'm going to just show you. I know this is a sidetrack, but I've got a dehydrator right now where I am doing my basil, and I've got some chives in here, and I've got my parsley in here. See, I always have stuff going on, and it doesn't require any electricity. All green, very organic, very natural. So really try to be creative when you are doing these home projects. And fruit leathers, oh, you're going to love it when you can take them out of your vehicle or whatever, your little sun box, and have something organic, and you did it simply with the sun. Okay, so I'm going to leave it sit until it's done, and then I'll share with you what we have. Okay, friends, it took Starry about 2 days in the hot vehicle, look, to get beautiful fruit leathers like that. So depending on how hot your vehicle is, 2 days, I would think, maybe 3 days, but I want to show you in this clip real quickly. See how the fruit leathers, they peel off, but they are sticking a little bit to that screened area. This is what I would recommend. Excalibur trays are fine, but I really think going the parchment paper route is well worth it. So buy yourself some parchment paper, use Excalibur trays, you can use other dehydrating trays, you can even use baking cookie sheets. I think the parchment paper, though, is going to be the way to go. Don't struggle. Quite a batch of fruit leathers from my natural dehydrating method. No electricity needed. That's the awesome part. So all you friends who want to maybe save on your electric bill, because, you know, running those dehydrators really do sap and use a lot of energy. They do. And during the summertime, they'll just run up your electric bill. So why do that when you can actually use your vehicle and use, you know, the sun, which is free. It's free. So there you go, friends. Beautiful, naturally dehydrated fruit leathers.